Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Russell Cage Experience right here on YouTube and WWE Raw. The first WWE Raw of 2011 is in the books, and these are my thoughts on this past Monday Night Raw. We kicked off the show, of course, with the WWE Championship match, The Miz versus John Morrison, Falls Count Anywhere. And what a match it was, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you expected Alex Riley to get involved in the match somehow and basically try to help The Miz win the title. Of course, in the end, all that mattered was The Miz did get a pinfall without the help of Alex Riley toward the end. Miz hit the skull-crushing finale on John Morrison. At this point, only match of the show, and it really set the bar for the remaining events of the night, pretty much. With that match, John Morrison doing the Starship Pain from the top rope to the outside through a table. He'd set the Miz up on top of it, of course, and was going to try to attempt to hit the Starship Pain through the table, but Miz moved. Miz revives or picks up John Morrison, and he hits the skull-crushing finale to pick up the victory in the opening contest. Got about 25 minutes, give or take, there for that match, which, you know, it didn't necessarily shock me, but they did a amazing job for a 25-minute match. Probably, honestly, that match right there was worthy enough to be on the Royal Rumble card if they had saved it for that, but of course they didn't, and we've seen The Miz retain his WWE Championship. Of course, later on in the night, we are getting a number one contenders triple threat match, a steel cage triple threat match, which we'll discuss here momentarily. But the rest of the night was filled with a bunch of matches, just kind of filler, if you will. Didn't really impress me or anything. They did have the Usos take on Santino and Vladimir Kozlov. There was a little bit of miscalculation on Vladimir Kozlov's part, but I mean they tried to recover good. After the match, we got the Cobra, double Cobra, I guess if you could say, with Santino and Tamina. Really, they really need to try to push the Usos. The Usos did get to pick up the victory, so we might see the Usos versus Santino and Vladimir for the tag team titles at the Rumble. We had a 6-diva tag team match, decent match with that as well. Match that I really didn't care for that much was R-Truth versus Alberto Del Rio. Now, I was looking forward to this match to begin with because, you know, like I said in my video, my SmackDown review from last week, I was looking forward to seeing what Alberto Del Rio has in store for this coming year. And, you know, he's got the match this Friday against Rey Mysterio, the 2 out of 3 Falls match, which I'm actually looking forward to SmackDown this week as well. But we'll get that in a minute as well. But Alberto Del Rio taking on R-Truth. I'm not a big R-Truth fan, first off. He's, you know, he can get over with the kids and the crowd there and all that for some people. For me personally, I don't care that much for him, and, you know, I can go without seeing him. It is actually, I forgot that he's still on the roster, where he's been gone for the past few weeks with, you know, being out. So I was hoping it'd be, you know, somebody different for Alberto Del Rio to face. Maybe Alberto Del Rio versus Daniel Bryan match would have been good. Of course, Alberto Del Rio probably wouldn't have won. This match was probably to help further Alberto Del Rio by beating R-Truth with the armbar that he is his submission hold pretty much over there on SmackDown. So Alberto Del Rio defeating R-Truth. Another thing is the new backstage interview guy. I'm not liking him yet. I guess I'm going to try to give him a few weeks, you know, to do what he needs to do to try to get, you know, in the groove of things, if you will. But he just wasn't doing anything for me tonight. You know, he didn't have the energy you would normally expect out of a backstage interviewer, such as, you know, when Josh Matthews does it, he has energy in his presentation of whoever he's getting ready to interview. Didn't see that too much from the new guy here, so going to give him a few weeks, kind of get into his spot, get in the groove of things, and get a feel for everything. So next thing is the triple threat cage match. Well, actually, before we get to that, we had a segment with Nexus, CM Punk, and Wade Barrett in the ring, which looks like they're setting up Wade Barrett versus CM Punk, which is good. Um, this has potential to be a great feud all in itself. You know, might be getting a Wade Barrett heel or a face turn, and CM Punk being the leader of Nexus. Uh, I like the idea of CM Punk as the leader of Nexus because I think he will be able to maybe help the other members out a little bit more with, you know, for the ones that can't really do much mic work, um, or that's kind of in that transitioning stage from, you know, still working on their mic skills and whatnot. I'd like to see more out of Michael McGillicuddy. I'd like to see more out of Husky Harris. Um, Maybe put the tag team titles on them. You know, push them since they're both sons of legends. Maybe push them as a tag team as well inside Nexus, along with Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater. Where that leave David Otunga? Singles competition, pretty much. So, and another thing, and this, I was saying this on Twitter throughout the night as I was online. A lot of people happy that this was kind of a Cena-free Raw. You know, I'm sorry that he's gone because of an injury, but it was nice not having him, you know, as a main focus. Honestly, had it not been for the injury, he probably would have come back this week and been the same John Cena that we see each week, you know, just rebounding and just that hustle, loyalty, respect type character that he is. So, no John Cena, possibly John Cena returning next week to action. It's just kind of a wait and see thing. See how he's recovering and how he's doing next week. Might even see him in the house shows later this week, so we'll have to wait and see. Now on to the main event, the triple threat cage match for the number one contendership for the WWE Championship to face The Miz at the Royal Rumble. We had Sheamus versus Wade Barrett versus Randy Orton. Of course, Wade Barrett getting the spot in the match earlier in the evening as CM Punk told him to take it because he was not going to fight him over it, just to go ahead and take it. This was actually a pretty decent match. You know, at the beginning of the match, I was kind of hoping that we would start it the first Raw of 2011 on a high note and end the first Raw of 2011 on a high note. They somewhat did it. I personally would rather have seen Sheamus pick up the victory, have Sheamus versus The Miz. Yeah, it might be heel versus heel, but, you know, I think that has potential, you know, to be a decent match. Randy Orton, though, picking up the victory. We're going to get another Randy Orton versus Miz match. I'm expecting Miz to walk out with the WWE Championship at Royal Rumble. Hopefully somebody like John Morrison or something like that wins the Royal Rumble. That way we can maybe have John Morrison versus Miz at WrestleMania. Will it be a money drawer? Don't know. But after tonight, they showed, they showed me personally that they can go out there and deliver a show and deliver a match that is pay-per-view quality in itself. So, Randy Orton picking up the victory. It was actually an escape-only cage match, which we haven't seen one of those in a while. So, kind of going back to the old school rule of only being able to escape through the cage door or climbing over the top and both feet hitting the ground. Randy Orton, of course, it looked like Sheamus was going to win, which I was getting excited about. Going to win the match there at the end when he hit the bro kick on Wade Barrett, who had just been turned on by CM Punk. So we're definitely going to be getting possibly CM Punk versus Wade Barrett, if not at the Royal Rumble. Definitely building it in the Royal Rumble match itself. And it'll be interesting to see if all the members of Nexus are also part of the Royal Rumble. So we'll have to wait and see as the coming weeks come about. We're about 3 weeks away, I think, from the Royal Rumble. So we'll have to see where it goes from there as well. So Randy Orton, your new #1 contender, Randy Orton versus The Miz. Hopefully another good match from them. Their last match was pretty good. So we'll have to see where it goes from there. Now, SmackDown, this coming Friday, we have a double main event as they were booking it tonight or promoting it tonight. We have a Last Man Standing World Heavyweight Championship match as Edge takes on Kane, as well as a 2 out of 3 falls match with Rey Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio, which I'm actually looking forward to SmackDown this Friday because of those matches. Of course, the spoilers will be on tomorrow. I'm going to try my best not to read the spoilers. I want to watch SmackDown on Friday and hopefully be surprised at what's going on there. So, with that being said, that is my thoughts from this past week's Raw. Let me know what you thought of this past week's Raw in a video response or in the comments below. So, with that being said, you guys have a great night, and I will hopefully see you later this week for a WWE SmackDown review, or hopefully TNA Impact. Probably not going to watch NXT, so you guys have a great night. Take it easy.